This is Robert Goodman for Positive Strokes. I'm glad you came back and have a few moments to sit back and talk about things that will help us stay clean and sober. I want to talk about keeping the focus on myself. You know, when I come into recovery, I have so many feelings and situations of my past and shameful things that I got to face. And I start facing these things and they're very painful. And they're overwhelming at times. And I don't want to feel that way. So I draw my attention away from myself to other things. I draw myself to attention where, oh, they're feeding us this and I don't like that. Or homeboy keeps cutting the line and we're waiting on line. Or, dog, I'm tired. I got to sit in this group for all this period of time. I don't have no time for myself. My girl done sent me my cigarettes and I ain't got them yet. I don't understand why. They don't want to do their job around here. Oh, they picking on me all the time. I'm focused on everything but what I need to focus on is myself. See, I realized that nobody put me in the treatment center but Robert. How did I get here? The abuse and the use of drugs. I put my use of drugs above everything else and I lost it. I put it above my family. I put it above my job. I put it above paying rent. I put it above my car note. I put it above everything. Because that was the most important thing to me was to get high. I realized that. I went down the rabbit hole so deep that I want to come up out of the rabbit hole and experience a better life. So as I'm coming up this rabbit hole, I have to look at all the stuff that I did, all the dirty, low down stuff that I did. And I don't want to feel that. But they tell me in recovery is that, Robert, you got to feel all that. You got to understand what you did, how bad off you was. And they said it's just nothing but feelings. That's you till pass. But when you're going through it, you don't think they're going to pass. They think like it's going to last forever and ever and ever, and nobody understands. But here's the miracle of the program of recovery. When you embrace the family of those who are trying to stay clean and sober and you hear their story, you say, oh man, I ain't been through that. I ain't been through that. Oh man, I need to get my act together. Keep the focus on myself. Then there's another thing. How can you take somebody else's inventory when you can't take yours? I said, how can you take somebody else's inventory when you choose not to take your inventory because it's too painful? Well, that's something to think about. Then you got to ask yourself, if you take the inventory, how is that going to help your program of recovery? Not at all. Because you're not having the focus on yourself. You're not working on making your life better. Finding out, why did I get high in the first place? What was so painful for me that I could not deal with or face? That's questions I need to ask myself. The road to recovery is a hard fight for life. In the beginning, you have a lot that you have to work on. And the reason why is because you done fell down in that rabbit hole and it was really painful and you don't want to go back down there no more because it was too much for you. You want a different way. So you are willing. You are willing to change. But the most important thing is that you have to be honest with yourself. You don't have to be honest with nobody else but yourself. Because if you're not honest with yourself, you're only fooling yourself. The only person that can save you is you. By meddling in other people's business, it's not going to save you to keep you clean and sober. If somebody does something to you in recovery, the resentment, you're going to have to let that go. Because if not, you're going to be mad at that person all day long. You'll be kind of shoulder. You're going to look at them some kind of way. Then you want to get revenge. Then you're going to say something, and then you're going to get put out the program. Because you're setting up yourself to have a confrontation. And once you have that confrontation, they're going to put you out of the program. And you know what happens if you get put, you're going to get mad and you're going to want to medicate yourself because you know you messed up. Because you don't have the tools to say clean and sober. It takes time to get these tools. It takes time for you to apply them to yourself. It takes time for me. Each and every person that comes through this program of recovery that works the 12-step program, it's not easy. They work on themselves on a daily basis to be a better person the next day. In recovery, you have to find your way that works for you. That means you have to keep the focus on you and nobody else. The most other thing I would like to share is that you cannot bring the addictive behavior into recovery because it's well seen. Everybody knows what it is because we all do the same stuff. If we want to change, they say we got to change everything. That means your behavior too. So you can't use that same dopamine behavior to get what you want. You got to be honest and willing to change and conduct yourself in that manner. When you feel like you're going to have that dopamine behavior again, ask yourself and look at yourself and say exactly what you're going to say to that person or do with that person and apply it to yourself as it was being done to yourself and see if you like that. Changing the behavior means if you pick up something that doesn't belong to you, it ain't like you should take it. The addictive behavior says he lost it, it's mine. That's the addictive behavior. If it's not yours, don't keep it. Because that addictive behavior will lead you back out to pick up and use. Because you get away with one thing, you do it again, and you do it again, and do it again, until you get caught up, and then you have all the excuses why that it wasn't your fault. Keeping the focus on ourselves. I keep the focus on myself. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. Yes, I do. I'm not a perfect person. Nobody is. But I'm doing better than what I was because I keep the focus on myself. I can't save nobody. The only thing that I can do for somebody else is give them information to help them along. It's up to them to accept it or reject it. I want a better life for myself. I don't know about you. There's some dreams and hopes that I have that I want to accomplish. And I can't accomplish if I have my head focused on what everybody else is doing, because I'll never get it done. If I keep my focus on everybody else, I will not be able to focus on the things that I need to do for Robert. You are the greatest person that you can be for yourself if you stay clean and sober. If you do it right, you'll see a change. When you least expect it, you act different when things pop up. People will pay more attention to you and want to be around you because you're a different person. You're not using that dopamine mentality anymore. Because when you use that dopamine mentality, we addicts, we know. Because we know, because this is stuff we do. We're professionals at it. We got a PhD in dopamine behavior. So the only person that we're fooling is ourselves and think we're getting away with something. Just because you don't get called on it doesn't mean that they don't know. You know, my active addiction, I thought I was looking good when everybody knew I was fucked up. That's a shame. I listened to what was in my head. I choose not to do that anymore. I choose to do it the right way. I let my higher power guide my direction and my path. We are family. We are family in recovery. Embrace us. Walk with us. If you need help, ask, and it shall be given. We know you're hurting. When you're hurting, we try to embrace you. We try to help. But we can't help you if you don't ask us to help you and let us help you. This is Robert Goodman from Positive Strokes. I hope you got something out of the message. I'm just trying to give you information and insight to make you look at things and ask yourself questions. Because I want to make it. I want you to make it. Y'all have a great day.